Oh my God. Let me go ahead and start the show with what I got to say. Before we get into our morning show this morning, and listen, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and click the subscription box right here. Click that. And then after you done clicked it and it'll turn gray, right? I mean, you should go over here and click the bell button. Click it. It's free. You ain't gotta pay nothing. You ain't gotta come back. Just click the bell button, get all your notifications, and then afterwards, I'm gonna need you to go into the comment section and comment how your day going, and just comment how you feeling, cause we got some stuff for you today. According to this, October 30th. Listen, I hope y'all having a wonderful day. Girl, Halloween is coming up, and some of y'all were already ready since January. But we're not gonna get into that. What we are gonna get into is the 20 topics this week. But you know, I do want to say before we get into our show is I don't want to make this show too long, so that way it is enjoyable for everybody. Because I do understand, you know, people do got stuff they gotta do, and they can't just sit around and watch me for no hour. And you really ain't supposed to be going nowhere anyway. You need to be staying your ass inside. But we ain't gonna get into that. What we are gonna get into is this passenger that feels the need to use the N-word whenever he feels like it.
Call the fucking police right now. I know you saw it. She need me in the stomach.
Good. We're gonna contact them.
Thank you.
You need to. Here, can you
This
stand
is
up?
my seat.
Can you stand up?
Where is 25A? Where is 25A?
Sir, it's right there.
Why did she just knee me in the stomach?
Because you deserve it.
Yes, she did.
Because you deserve
Did you
it.
get that on camera?
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Excuse me, I'm part West African.
You
I
deserve
can
it.
say anytime I want. Bye. You need me in the stomach. I want to press charges.
Put your mask on. Nobody.
Take your shit. Get the fuck out of my seat.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he needs to go.
Kick that bitch off the plane.
Sir, please you need to stop. There are children. Please stop. Stop. Hey, that's not necessary.
Take your stuff and get out of my seat,
We
please.
will take care of it,
Thank you.
but I need you to stop yelling.
She need me in the stomach. Why are you in my face?
I'm asking you to stop
Have I
yelling.
committed any type of violence since I've been on the plane?
You're
No.
yelling and
So
you're
what?
causing a scene. Yes, sir. That's
She need me in the
disrespectful.
stomach.
I don't
No.
care what she did. You're being
Thank you.
disrespectful.
Somebody get
Shut
this
the
on
fuck
camera.
up for 2 seconds.
I want a lawsuit. I want a fucking lawsuit right now, motherfucker.
Oh my God!
They're fucking steward. This is fucking something. Call the fucking police.
No.
What the fuck? Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Get out of here.
You know what? You people that be looking like this, for you people that look like this, I'm gonna need y'all to tone it down. You know what? I just want to congratulate the black people that was on that plane and kept their composure and didn't let nobody just really, you know, set them off like that. Because if that was me, it'll be over a long time ago. I don't have any respect for anybody else. And I keep saying this and I keep saying it, and you know, people are probably not gonna get it, or people not gonna really care about it. You know, it's important. It's important and it's imperative that we respect everybody's cultures. We respect everybody's belief. That we respect everybody's happiness, and we respect everybody's sanity. It is very important that we respect all of those aspects of a person, because if we don't, we're gonna find ourselves in a whirlwind of trouble. And you know, as a black trans woman, it's very difficult to already go outside and know that if they do that to a black man, if they do that to a black woman, they might end up doing that to a black trans person, or a black gay man, or a black gay woman. I feel like we live in a society now where it's hard to just actually commingle without actually just being offensive to people. I don't know whether this man took his life as a joke, took anybody else's life as a joke, but these are really serious matters that we need to all discuss. And I saw that people was actually just sitting there kind of ignoring it, and I guess it was just so unbelievable to the fact that you can't really say anything about the whole situation. Because if I was on a plane, I'm pretty sure my first reaction would just be like, light of the current situations and the events that just have captivated our lives since the beginning of 2020, it has just been really, really a tough situation for everyone. And when I say everyone, I'm not just talking about white people. I'm not talking about gays. I'm not talking about the trans women out there. I'm talking about for everyone. Everyone in the world. Everyone in the world is watching this. Everyone in the world is dictating how our lives are being played out. Everyone is just having their opinion, because right now America looks bad. And it's people like that that come into the public space and make America look even worse. And I feel as a human being, as a decent human being, you should have the utmost respect for yourself to not even allow this type of situation to partake or come out of your mouth. Now, as a human being, I do make mistakes. I've been kind of racist towards other ethnicity groups. I've actively partaken in trying to correct myself and educate myself and learning, about how to respect other people in their spaces. I really don't like getting into, the whole race card and the whole racial issues. I don't like getting into that. But I really do feel like it is our duty. We like to say semi-duty, but it is our duty to make sure that everybody is having the same fair, equal opportunity and the same amount of justice. And I will say, the police officer that took that Negro off of the plane and arrested him and shot him up in handcuffs, because that is needed. Although sometimes justice is not always just, I definitely understand that. And I see it every day. So do our kids. In this situation, I love my police officers. But anyway, let's go get into this police officer that we do not like. So, recently, an NYPD police officer, was on duty, and he used his loudspeaker to blast out to people that they need to vote for Trump. So like I said, I don't like to get into the political dispute or, saying, you should vote for one person or vote for another person, because that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to inform you. And as a public servant, I feel like it is also his duty to, make sure that people are protected and served in the best way possible. And the one thing that just really disturbed me is the fact that you got onto your platform, your job, and use your voice to tell people that they need to go and vote for somebody that people really don't really like. And I just really think that's disrespectful. Now, I am gonna be devil's advocate. I'm gonna say it. Don't hate me. But it is, we are living in a country of freedom of speech. So, if you feel like he want to go out there and do that, he can. So I ain't going to bash him, because if he feel like that, then that's how he feel. But, I am going to also say this. Listen, if you're in uniform, if you're a doctor, lawyer, or whatever you is, and you're in uniform and you are your job, I do feel like it is your fiduciary duty to serve the public at the best interest possible. And with that being said, that means putting your own political views to the back burner and just being supportive of anybody or any candidate that's out there. Now, like I said, the police chief did end up suspending him, and I really kind of think they didn't need to fire him. I don't know if they fired him or not, But, you know, I don't feel like they just need to fire him because, you know, again, you know, we are living in a country where freedom of speech is, you know, heavy around this motherfucker. So, you know, I really do think that we're able to just really, you know, voice our opinions without having to have any backlash. So as far as, you know, having them fired, I don't really think that's that deep like that. But I do think suspension is, you know, a valuable lesson for him in order for him to learn his lesson. Speaking of learning our lesson, let's go ahead and get into our next little footage, girl. Listen.
Oppressor. I don't want reform. I want to turn this building into luxury, low-cost housing. These will make some really nice apartments to me. Firstly, stop using black children as photo opportunities because they're cute now, but in 10 years, they're black male suspect in red shirts and khaki shorts. Eating cookies and drinking milk with children does not absolve you of your complicity in their oppression and denigration, Rick Smith. Because Kansas City will spend more on police than education and then try to encourage children to feast with their oppressors. Y'all are really weird. It's asinine to be called radical or homegrown terrorists for not wanting government employees to kill citizens in any instance. So I'm not here begging anything of soulless white folks and self-preserving black folks. You get one life, and you all in this room have chosen profits over people, and that's pathetic. So I'm going to spend the next 2 minutes reading y'all for a filth, something I'm sure nobody has ever done. Nathan, the gentleman, in the vomit-colored men's warehouse suit, in desperate need of Bosley and a haircut, a former FBI agent who exudes white privilege and is the epitome of mediocrity, and who loves Trump so much that he hired his former attorney general at his firm. And it's so sweet because he spent most of this meeting looking away with his head in his hands. Or Mark, Pastor Mark of Victorious Life Church on 34th and Paseo, where the mission is to provide a place and opportunity to worship Jesus Christ and preach a message of hope and faith through God's holy word in the building. Meanwhile, he's subjecting black people to terrorism and un-Christ-like behavior at the hands of KCPD outside the building. And Kathy, Miss, I'll get here before the other commission members, so I look as if I have empathy, and I'm excited to hear what they have to say. Meanwhile, I didn't have anything else to do at 8 o'clock in the morning but be rich and white and retired, so I'm here early. Or Don, owner of Wagner Investments, Blue Notes LLC, and part owner of the Royals, another rich and white and disconnected and out of touch person with nothing but pure apathy seeping through the bulging veins of your paper-colored skin. You age like trash when you're racist and subject others to violence. And David, you don't get a vote, but it'd be a shame if your really progressive students at UMKC Block School of Management knew you were a cop lover in 2020. I don't think they would be a huge fan of that in 2020. In 1960 maybe, but this is 2020. And Q, had I not spent the entirety of the last 6 months dragging you, I would have more to say, but I don't. And Rick, I won't even begin with you because I don't care enough about you.
Ma'am, your time is up.
To start, but you will have to spend overtime in a chapel at the end of your life. You have blood on your hands, and while these idiots hold you on a pedestal, God does not honor injustice and murder. Anyways, I'll leave you soulless, profit-driven, avaricious, greedy, God-forsaken humans, including anyone who works in this building, with one Bible verse from the Bible detailing the life of Jesus Christ, who was another unarmed black man murdered by authorities in the book you hellbound people claim to love so much. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? You're really funny. Kiki.
Now, when I watched that, you know, I really love the fact that a black woman was able to, you know, use her voice that's unbiased and that it was actually factual. Now, you know, the only thing I really could say about this was nothing. This happened in Oklahoma. I believe so. But I just love the fact that you came up there and just unapologetically used her voice to voice her opinion. When I tell you she wasn't having it, she read them hoes for filth. If he ended up losing office, I want to read Trump for filth. I had asked my Facebook people, can I read him for filth? And you know, I'm still way back on the answer ground. I can go deep. So don't try it. But yeah, that was real interesting to me. And like I said, I just love when people of color just unapologetically, especially my black women, when they just unapologetically just use their voice and not knowing whether or not, you know, people might go along with that or people might just boo you or try to cut your mic off. And one thing that was really kind of interesting to me was the fact that after she was done, couldn't nobody say nothing. And matter of fact, after the little clip, if you couldn't hear, you know, that was like, oh, we're not taking no more public questions. Yeah, I would either. Listen, when a bitch come up there and read you like that, it's time for you to go ahead and settle down. But speaking of settling down, bro, apparently, these people that look like this, the people that look like this, don't know how to settle down. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get into this clip. This is a little disturbing. If you don't like watching those type of things, you know, you gonna watch it today. So let's get into it.
Repeatedly asking Walter Wallace Jr. to put down the knife. When he continues toward them, they fire some 14 times.
What you? First of all, I had to do that. I had to let my anger out because Bruce was really finna get it. As a black person, I used to have a lot of, you know, I wouldn't say mental issues. I used to deal with depression and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of black people deal with anxiety. Other black people deal with other different type of pressure that don't deal with smoking. You know, I do have to say this. You watch that, it's so disturbing to me. And let me just put my chair up. And the really big issue that I have. Ooh, my fingers are dirty. That's not the issue I got. But the really big issue that I have right now is being able to walk outside or being able to call the necessary authorities or being able to sleep at night, basically. To be able to even sleep at night is very, very difficult. I'm gonna say this before I continue explaining myself. I'm not scared of the police, but I am traumatized by the police. Ever since that Breonna Taylor stuff that happened, I gotta make sure my door is locked about 4 or 5 times before I lay down. I shouldn't have to do this to my door to make sure it's not gonna open. When I go outside and I see a police officer passing by, I shouldn't have to feel like, oh, he might come after me. When I'm at work, when I'm at my place of business, and a police officer come in and order a meal or order some product or order some services, I shouldn't feel like, oh, he might come over the counter and tackle me. I think people really understand the human aspects of what it means to love people unconditionally. I don't think people understand the aspect of making sure everybody feels comfortable. I don't think police officers that live their lives waiting for the next man they could shoot and kill understand what it means to serve and protect the community in which you live in which you operate in which you are assigned and paid to do by tax dollars. It makes me so angry, and I just hate to seem like the angry black woman. Because apparently, you know, black women can't have a voice without being angry, and we have to put this smile on our face and make it seem like, you know, we are okay with just discussing without having feelings. I put a smile on my face and go ahead and discuss how I'm feeling without actually showing you how I'm feeling. We've been having this issue since the beginning of the year. It's like every few months, not even 3 months, it's like every month, almost every week, there's a whole new shooting involving a black person. I try not to really get emotional about this because it's just, the spirit just, it works my spirit to know that people don't care about your life as much as they should. I called for to do all those things to people. I don't have any problems with police officers. You know, my grandma was a police officer. You know, I have a cousin that's a police officer. Members that, you know, work in the public office and public space. I have no problem with people like that. The issue I have is when you don't even give a person a chance to explain themselves. And the main issue why everybody is mad is not for the fact that he shot him, not for the fact that the police were called, but the fact that the ambulance was called in the beginning and the police came out. And I understand, you know, I'd probably be scared too, but the man had a knife. It's not even that serious. It is serious, but it wasn't even necessary for you to shoot him like that. 7, I think it was, shot him all them times. But you are a trained police officer, and I do understand sometimes you don't have tasers on you, and I understand that you don't have the proper equipment just to, you know, take down a person non-lethally. But you were trained for close combat. You were trained to learn how to shoot properly. You were trained on how to mediate difficult and extremely dangerous situations. And to me, when I see those type of things, it's like you not even taking into consideration your training. And you know, sometimes you might accidentally pull the trigger just, you know, as a reaction. And again, if that's your reaction, you don't need to be a police officer. And I really do think that we need more training programs, and that we need to be actually educating these people on how to be in the public space. Because, you know, there's different countries that actually require that police officers to actually get a college degree and to actually learn how to use a weapon and learn how to deal with domestic and foreign disputes. We need to do better as America. If we keep going down the road that we're going to end up into self-destruction. That's it I gotta say about that. I do want to say, you know, I love all my people. You could be colored, non-colored, orange, blue, yellow, whatever color you think you feel like you need to be, or whatever color your suntan. It's not. But I will say that, you know, Becky, I fucks with you. You know, even though you stole my man, and even though you got better hair than me, I still fuck with you. But Karen, I will beat your motherfucker. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all with this. Not this, but with this.
Here we go. Hey, wow. Come on. Yep. Yep. Come on now. Yep. Huh. Come on. Huh. Oh. Yep. Oh. Yep. Come on, let them know. You better. Oh. 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 Ow. Oh. Come on, y'all. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. 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 Yep. Here we go.